If this message reaches you, it is meant for you. For anyone seeking inner peace today, you are not the mind. Listen. There comes a point on the spiritual path when everything you thought you understood about God, about prayer, about yourself, begins to unravel like threads pulled from the inside. Not in chaos, not in fear, but in a soft, almost sacred dismantling. And what replaces it is not a new belief, not a new system, not a new doctrine, but a presence. A presence that feels so intimate, so alive, so unmistakably real that you wonder how you ever missed it. This is part 4, the unveiling. The moment the Amen stops being a revelation and becomes a recognition. Jesus didn't bring a religion. He brought an identity, a way of being. A way of seeing yourself, God, and all creation through a consciousness that transcends fear, separation, and limitation. Joel Goldsmith understood this. He knew Jesus didn't teach from a human mind. He taught from a state of consciousness so pure that only those ready to receive could even sense what he was pointing to. Part 4 is not the continuation of a message. It is the continuation of your awakening. Let me take you deeper. There is a scene in the gospel that most people overlook. Jesus is in a storm with his disciples. They panic. They cry out. They beg him to save them. But Jesus does something strange. He stands, looks at the wind, looks at the waves, and says, "Peace, be still," and creation obeys. For centuries, people believed this was proof of his divine power. But Goldsmith revealed a deeper truth. Jesus was not commanding nature. He was speaking from the consciousness that creates nature. When Jesus said, "Peace, be still," he wasn't calming the storm. He was revealing that there was no storm in him. This is the essence of the I Am. The world does not become peaceful. You do. And when you enter the consciousness of I Am, the outer world reflects your inner stillness. Let me share a story. A man in Virginia, a combat veteran who struggled with severe PTSD, spent years feeling like life was a battlefield he could never escape. His mind wouldn't quiet. His heart wouldn't slow. Peace felt impossible. One night he stumbled on a lecture where Goldsmith said, "The moment you touch the I Am within, the storm loses its power." He didn't understand it, but something in him recognized it, a truth he didn't know he knew. That night, lying awake in bed, he placed his hand on his chest and whispered, "If peace is within me, then let me enter it." He didn't force calm. He didn't try to breathe deeply. He simply rested in the awareness watching his thoughts. And for the first time in years, he felt a moment, just a moment, where he wasn't fighting anything, not the past, not the memory, not himself. One moment became 2, 2 became 10. 10 became a new way of living. He didn't become someone different. He became what he always was beneath the story. I am, awareness, presence, peace. Now let me take you to the advanced layer, what Jesus revealed only through silence. There is a moment when Jesus stands before the Pharisees and says, "You shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free." Most people think truth means information, facts, scripture, doctrine. But Goldsmith explained something radical. Truth is not information. Truth is identity. You are not freed by learning something. You are freed by remembering who you are. Truth is not what you believe. Truth is what you are when belief dissolves. Let me tell you about a nurse from Minneapolis. She worked long hours, cared for patients, watched people suffer, and often carried the emotional weight home with her. She prayed daily for strength, but inside she always felt like she was running on empty. One night, while listening to a spiritual teaching, she heard, "You are not the giver of love. You are the expression of love." Something clicked. Her whole life she believed she had to manufacture love, strength, compassion. But in that moment she realized love was not something she gave. Love was something flowing through her. She whispered, "I am love expressing," and joy rose in her chest like warm light. Her work didn't change, but she changed. She no longer served from depletion. She served from abundance because she recognized the source within. This is the essence of the I Am unveiling. You stop trying to be spiritual. You stop trying to be good. You stop trying to be strong, and you allow the presence to live as you. Part 4 brings us into the deepest experience Jesus embodied. The Father within me doeth the works. This isn't humility. It's truth. Let me take you deeper still into the mystical center of Jesus' ministry. There is a moment before the crucifixion when Jesus says something that theologians argue about endlessly. "Glorify me with the glory I had with you before the world was." What does this mean? Goldsmith gave the clearest explanation. He wasn't asking for a reward. He was remembering his eternal identity, the I Am that existed before the human form, before the personality, before the conditions of the world. And this is the spiritual journey you are on now. Not becoming divine, but remembering you already are. Let me tell you another powerful real-life moment. A man in Chicago, after losing his business and going through a painful divorce, reached a breaking point. He felt worthless, ashamed, empty. One night he fell to his knees in his living room and said, "God, I have nothing left to offer." And in the quiet that followed, he felt something he hadn't felt in years: silence. Not the silence of emptiness, the silence of presence. A voice in him, not auditory but unmistakable, said, "You are not what you lost." He felt his breath deepen, his tears stop, his mind soften. He whispered, "I am still here." And the voice of presence replied, "I am, and you are that." He stood up different, not magically fixed, not instantly successful, but awake to a self untouched by his circumstances. This is the unveiling. The moment the I Am becomes your identity. Let me take you to the highest point, the revelation Jesus demonstrated but never verbalized openly. When he healed, he didn't say, "I healed you." He said, "Your faith has made you whole." Meaning, your recognition of the I Am within you restored you. When he performed miracles, he didn't claim power. He said, "The Father within me does the work." Meaning, your source is not your mind, but the presence living as you. When he taught, he didn't say, "Follow me externally." He said, "Follow me into the state of consciousness he lived from." And when he said, "I am the way, the truth, and the life," he wasn't excluding anyone. He was describing the principle of spiritual existence. When you enter the I Am, you enter the truth, and truth becomes your life. Now let me share one final story, one that shows the highest transformation. A 58-year-old woman in California was diagnosed with a condition doctors said would limit her mobility for life. She felt devastated. She felt betrayed by her own body. One day, while sitting alone by her window, she whispered, "Why is this happening to me?" And instantly another question rose inside. Who is the me this is happening to? She closed her eyes. She felt the pain, but she also felt the awareness watching the pain. She realized the true I wasn't suffering. Only the body was. From that moment, she stopped saying, "I am sick." She started saying, "The body is experiencing pain, but I am as whole." Her condition didn't disappear overnight, but her suffering did. And over months, her mobility improved far beyond what doctors expected. She didn't fix her body. She stopped identifying as it. This is the purest teaching of Jesus and the infinite way. You are not the condition. You are not the story. You are not the mind. You are the I am, the presence, the life, the infinite expressing through form. If this message awakens something inside you, write in the comments, "I am awakened to my true self." And if you want more teachings like this, teachings that reveal the mystical heart of Jesus and the infinite way, make sure you subscribe, tap the bell, and stay with this journey. You are not becoming spiritual. You are remembering the presence you always were. You are the I am, the light behind the personality, the awareness behind the mind, the infinite behind the temporary, discovering itself as you.